So I want to start out by saying I was really proud of our team, the way we reacted in the second half. Our first half against Pittsburgh, it did not go as planned. We didn't play as well as I would have liked or we would have liked. But we started the second half with a tackle inside the 20, which really gave us some momentum. Our guys were really juiced up in the locker room prior to that play. They knew we didn't play as well as we needed to, and so we had a tackle inside the 20 there. Our punt returner did a great job all night in very difficult conditions. Second half, fourth quarter, he had two shorter returns on shorter punts. He had to come up on, did a great job. We got the ball at the 40 and then the 50. He gave our offense great field position. Corey did a great job in the fourth quarter. We had three punts in the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds. At the 4-yard line, the 20, that was by design, so the number 89 didn't have a chance to return it. And then, of course, at the 4-yard line at the end of the game. And then Anthony Schwartz made a great play on the hands team play. But they were offsides. They called it. Anthony did a great job of coming over and knocking the ball out of bounds. So I know we didn't play our best football in the first half against Pittsburgh, but I thought we responded really well in the second half and helped our team win that game.
Did you have any opportunity between the Jets and Steeler games to get on the field and work on the onside kick?
Yeah, we do. Like every other coach in the NFL, we do that a lot. We work on that a lot. We meet on it. It's Thursdays. We went on it today. We meet on it. We walk through it. We do a lot of extra kicks on Friday after practice. Like this week, we'll go on the turf. Usually it's on the grass. We're playing at home. And our kicker and punter will just kick different type of onside kicks to guys. So we work on that just like any other team in the NFL. We work on it a lot.
Did you have an opportunity between those two games specifically?
Yes, sir, we did.
With the short field?
We did. Mm-hmm.
Overemphasizing that, because it's just happening when you go seasons without getting a single one.
Yeah. No, I don't think you can ever overemphasize that type of play. It's a good question. I understand where it's coming from. 2 years ago, we had 7 opportunities. We were 7 for 7. Last year we were 1 for 2, and this year we're 1 for 2. So obviously we need to recover all those to help our team win the game, especially the crucial situations. There's a lot of teams in the league. They're up 14, up 21. If they don't get an onside kick, it's no big deal. Ours have been crucial situations, so we need to make sure we come through for our team in those situations.
You get a little nervous when that ball was squirting around there at the end of that Steelers game?
That happened kind of fast. I saw the flag. I knew they were offsides. You don't want to give them another opportunity to kick that, but I did see the flag.
So when you analyze the onside kick against the Jets and then the one against the Steelers, what went wrong with that first one, and then did Anthony Schwartz was that showing that he learned from what had happened 4 days earlier?
No, Anthony didn't do anything wrong in the first one. We didn't make a play. You're talking about the type of kick?
He did not bat it out. Obviously, Anthony did get a hand on it to bat it out.
Mm-hmm. Anthony was coming from the 39 because the new rules state that you can only have 9, no more than 9, at least 8, no more than 9 in the setup zone. So he's the guy just outside the setup zone. So he did a really nice job on that play against Pittsburgh.
And how much of an emphasis, or what were the coaching points after the one at the end of the Jets game?
I just think we need to do just a better job making that play. I got to get them more ready, and they changed the kick on us. When they were going to come to our left, and we called timeout, and they went back to the right. And that's not that we weren't ready for that. We're always ready for every type of kick, but they did a nice job.
I was going to change the subject.
Good.
To Chester Rogers. Has he won that job?
I really like Chester. I think it's a week-to-week thing. When a young man's on the practice squad, you're hoping to get him up every week, and hopefully we'll get him on the 53 at some point. But, that's a roster decision that I'm not, privy to sometimes. But I think at the end of the day, we're always going to do what's right for our football team in terms of the roster on the game day. And do I think he's doing a good job? Yes, I do. I really like Chester.
I was going to ask something similar. What's your message to a guy like Dimitrik after he kind of loses that job?
I don't know if Dimitrik's really lost the job. He's always got to stay ready. Dimitrik's come a long way. Remember, he, as a rookie last year, he had never returned a punt in his career, maybe in high school. I think it might have been the last time. So I think Dimitrik's gotten a lot better. He's a guy that he's a really special young man and a special player. He just needs a little bit of confidence, and I think he'll be fine.
Sorry, Mike, I'm going to go. Kid Yorkman's another extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Can that? I think you were here when Siebert was here, right? And he just couldn't make him. When he had trouble making them. But does that distance get in a kicker's head? When you can make him from 58, you think you'd make that one?
Yeah, I think you just pushed it right. He'll be fine.
Those lines, he's missed those couple of kicks, but how have you seen him kind of bounce back and work through his process that he has?
He's a really prideful young man, and he understands his craft greatly. And I think being a young guy, he knows that sometimes he wants to get over technical because he understands his technique. He's so smart, but he's very confident, and he came back yesterday, hit the ball really well. We'll have another session tomorrow. I have a lot of confidence in Cade. He's a really good kicker.
Do you think it was good that he experienced a windy day early in the season?
What I really like what he did the other night was kick off. You guys know me. We like to cover kicks. We have a really good kickoff team. But the Jet game, he did what I asked him to do and try to give them opportunities, and we didn't kick off as well. That's more on me. He did a really nice job responding against Pittsburgh. And then being a windy, field goals, I don't know if you guys saw his pregame. I've never seen a pregame like that in my life. It was tremendous. And, he's got a lot of confidence. He's starting to figure out the wins, and the more reps he gets down there, the better he'll be.
Mike, we're going back to the hands team. What do you look for on a guy? Like, because you used to always just be all running backs, wide receivers, guys that touch the ball, right? Linebackers are out there. What do you look for in somebody to put them on the hands team?
Guys that are going to be smart, like Coach Stefanski talks about, smart, tough, accountable, resilient. I mean, you got to have the right people out there. The guys that are going to, if the ball's kicked to them, they can make a play. If it's not kicked to them, they know who to block and how to block them. Just situationally aware guys.
No, but teams have kicked away from Patterson 17 out of 19 kickoffs. Indoors, that's got to be the rule of the day. No?
I mean, Cordell's a great one. I had him for 4 years. We had a lot of success together. We did in Minnesota. He was phenomenal. Great young man. I've been teasing Nick this week about, I said the second leading rusher in the NFL is the kickoff returner for their team as well. So I've been teasing Nick about that. But because Nick's such a great guy, he'll do whatever he can to help our team. But Cordell's a really good player. And we'll see. We'll see on Sunday. I have a lot of confidence in our kicker and our kickoff team.
With him in Minnesota, did you see a future as a every down running back for him?
I think the first or second year he was there, we started experimenting with him. I think Bill Musgrave was our offensive coordinator. Kevin was on that staff, and I think they used him a little bit in certain areas, but I don't know if it ever clicked. And I was kind of selfishly glad it didn't, because we used him as a kickoff returner, and then he started playing gunner for us too. And he's just such a tremendous athlete and a great kid. If you guys knew him, you guys would really like him.
What is it about that return ability that translates, you think, to that running back position for him?
For him, it's probably vision. He didn't have great vision, but I think he's developed really good vision, especially the way they use him down in Atlanta. They've done a nice job with the way they use him. I think he runs hard. He's fearless. He can break arm tackles because he's so big. I mean, he's 6'2", 215, 218. So he's built different than some running backs, but he runs so hard, and you can't arm tackle him.
You mentioned Corey. How do you think he's been overall? And then what happened on the one where they got a hand on him?
So Corey's been fantastic. I'm really happy we got him. I think he's an outstanding punter. He's only going to get better the more he figures out the wins in our stadium as well. And he's not afraid of cold weather. Buffalo, Green Bay, he signs and goes out and kicks. He wanted to come here, and I'm glad he's here. On the tip punt, we talk about Miles Killebrew. We identify where he is all the time. We keep playing him. I had to play him when I was in Minnesota. He was in Detroit. Now, of course, he's in Pittsburgh. He is the best punt blocker in our league, and we just didn't do a good enough job blocking him, to be honest with you. And he seeped through there and got a fingertip on it. Our defense did it. I mean, that's like a sudden change for us. Our defense was phenomenal. We held him, and then Boswell uncharacteristically missed a field goal, so it worked out for us.
On replay, Boswell's kick was blown right out.
It's crazy.
But you didn't use the wind as an excuse for Kid York kicking the same way. You didn't think the wind affected that?
Yeah, but he would not. He was way too strong. It's a field goal. I mean, a PAT. It was a shorter kick, and that wasn't the wind. He would not use that as an excuse at all. No. I mean, I don't think Boswell did either. I mean, Boswell, knowing him, and he's another great kid. He's a great kicker. He probably would have said the same thing. I just need to play a little bit more left or right.
Injuries on defense. Some of these young guys are going to have to play more. I mean, will that affect
Welcome to
your
my
guy?
world.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. My challenge every week, every year, is to make sure that we have young people, young players, either on the practice squad or on the bottom part of the 53-man roster that are ready to go. I take a lot of pride in that, and it's next man up mentality. Our guys are ready. They're going to be fired up. We're ready to play on Sunday.
That one kickoff return from Jerome, it looked like he was caught between letting it go and bringing it out.
Yeah, he's young. I couldn't even get mad at him because I see it happen to a lot of young players, and he knew exactly what happened after he did it. He gave the iron cross, which is the touchback signal, and then he saw the ball was only going to go about 2 or 3 deep, which is kind of his rule to bring it out. And he just made a poor decision for him, but he'll be fine. I have a lot of confidence in him. It means so much to him. We win by 12 points, and he's so distraught. in the locker room after the game. Dearness Johnson and I were giving him a pep talk. You're going to be okay, and he'll be fine. I have a lot of confidence in Jerome.
Once he gives that sign, he should just
Don't even catch it. It's going to the end zone.
Just let it
Just,
go.
it's a touchback. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You guys have Avery Williams from the Falcons, who is 15th ranked in total yards returned within the punts. What do you think makes him kind of that sneaky threat that you have to stop?
Avery Williams, he's a fantastic special teams player. So we interviewed him before the draft. It was Zoom interviews during the COVID times, and I love the way he played the game, watched him on tape, and then we interviewed him for about an hour on Zoom, and I'm like, this guy's special. And, you know, I heard this from other people too, he was involved in meetings at Boise, and I don't know how much defense he played, but he's a fantastic special team player. He's returning punts for touchdowns. He's blocking punts for touchdowns. So it's really important to him, and he's a smaller athlete that plays so hard, and you can't bring him down with an arm tackle either. So we definitely have our challenges for both sets of returners, both guys.